Good morning, students, and welcome to Vocabulary 29. All right, your instructions for Vocabulary 29 Day 1 is to copy each word and definition. Now, of course, in your case, you're just going to assignment number 1 and you're going to go ahead and type in the definition. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Word number 1 is the word ambiguous. Ambiguous. This word is an adjective, which means it's a word that describes something. The definition means not having one set meaning. Something ambiguous can mean more than one thing. In fact, it can mean many things. So in the visual example here, we have a symbol X, which can mean more than one thing, right? We can simply look at this particular symbol and say it means the letter X, which is one of the alphabet, or we can also look at this symbol and say it represents multiplication. So this is just an example of something that can be considered ambiguous, because if we just put the letter X or put this symbol on a piece of paper without anything around it, any explanation, there could be different interpretations of what it could actually mean. So, ambiguous. Word number 2 is the word boisterous. Boisterous. Now, this word is also an adjective, a word that describes something. Boisterous means to be noisy, energetic, and cheerful. And that's exactly what you see the children doing and being in this picture. They are being boisterous because they're happy about something. Word number 3 is the word crisis. Crisis. The word crisis is a noun, which, remember, is a person, place, thing, or an idea. So when we're talking about a crisis, that's a time of intense difficulty or danger. So for example, if someone were to suffer from a heart attack or stroke, that means that their health is in extreme danger. So they would need to go to an emergency room, somewhere where they can have their crisis taken care of and they can get the treatment that they need. Word number 4 is the word hypochondriac. Again, that word is pronounced hypochondriac. Now, this word is also a noun. Now, in this case, a hypochondriac, is a person. And it's a person who is abnormally anxious about their health. They are always worried about being sick. So an example of that, as you will see in the visual here, is someone who's always going to the doctor for every least little thing. They catch a cold, they get a headache, their arm hurts, their back hurts, their nose hurts, their head hurts, anything. They go to the doctor all of the time because they always feel as if they are so sick, when really it may not be anything serious enough for them to actually go to the doctor about. So again, a hypochondriac is a person who is overly worried about their health. Word number 5 is the word pandemic. Pandemic. This word is an adjective. Now, a pandemic is when a whole country is being plagued by disease. An example of that is kind of what we're going through right now. I'm quite sure all of you have heard talks about the coronavirus. And as a result of this virus spreading so rapidly throughout our country and other countries as well, we are suffering what's called a pandemic, where basically our entire country is being plagued by this one virus. And so it's forcing us to have to do things like what you see in the picture, taking precautions, wearing masks and gloves, and constantly washing our hands and things to make sure that we are washing away any germs that could potentially cause us to catch it. Word number 6 is the word dysfunctional. That word is an adjective. It describes something. So when you describe something as being dysfunctional, that means it is not normal. Here, this 90s cartoon called The Simpsons, you have Homer Simpson, Marge Simpson, Bart Simpson, Lisa Simpson. Basically, this family is what we would consider as a dysfunctional family because a lot of times the relationships between the children and the parents were not depicted or portrayed as the normal type of relationship. So we would call this dysfunctional. Word number 7 is the word frank. Frank. Something that is frank, or someone who is frank, is being open, honest, and very truthful about something. And I'm sorry, that word is also an adjective. It's a word that describes something. So if you are described as being a very frank person, you're a person who most often you're going to tell the exact truth about something instead of thinking to lie about it. You're going to be frank and honest. Word number 8 is the word gallivant. Gallivant. Now this word is a verb, and a verb, remember, is an action word. When you gallivant, that means to go around looking for pleasure or entertainment. So here in the visual you see on the screen, you have a group of people and they're just gallivanting around because they're looking for something exciting or fun to do. Word number 9 is the word nefarious, which is an adjective. It's a word that describes something. And if something is described as being nefarious, it is basically saying that it's wicked or criminal. So oftentimes certain characters in books or movies can be described as being nefarious, which just means someone or something that's evil. Last word, which is word number 10, is the word obstinate. This word is an adjective. If you describe someone as being obstinate, that means they're refusing to change their opinion despite other people trying to attempt to persuade or trying to make them change their opinion about something. A really good example of someone who is obstinate, or another way for saying obstinate is stubborn, is sometimes small children. So as you see in the visual here, this child is saying, I don't want to. The child doesn't want to do something. Mom is trying to make it do. And so this child is being very obstinate. All right. Those are your 10 vocabulary words for today, Monday, day 1 for vocabulary 29. Please be sure to take your attendance on the Poly Poll if you have not done so already. Be sure to click on the form under assignment number 1 to go ahead and submit your definitions and complete all 4 assignments today. If you're in my homeroom class, once you've done that, please go ahead and go to math. For my afternoon class, once you've done this, you can just go ahead and move through the rest of your reading assignments. Please make sure you complete those assignments because they are due every day. If you are late, meaning Monday's assignment, you don't get to it until Tuesday, I take away major points. And again, we are still assigning grades. So please be mindful of that. All right, with that said, happy Monday. Be sure to go to the Morning Post to see what the rest of your assignments are. You guys have a wonderful Monday, and I look forward to talking to you guys today.